Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in everyone's life when everything around us feels loud. Expectations, opinions, comparisons. The world keeps telling us who we should be, but very few of us pause and ask, who am I really? Knowing yourself is not about reading books or taking personality tests. It is about going on a journey inside your own heart. It's about listening to that soft voice inside you that often gets lost in the noise. In today's busy world, silence has almost become a luxury. We are surrounded by constant noise, notifications, conversations, expectations, and responsibilities. From the moment we wake up, our minds are occupied with the outside world. We scroll through our phones, rush into work, talk to people, and absorb endless information. In all this noise, we rarely take a pause to sit with ourselves. But if you truly want to know who you are, the first and most powerful step is to spend time in silence and reflect. Silence allows you to disconnect from the external world and connect to the inner one. When everything around you is loud, your inner voice becomes weak and almost impossible to hear. But when you intentionally step into silence, that soft voice within starts to rise. It's like sitting near a calm lake after a storm. The water settles, and you can finally see your reflection clearly. The same happens inside you. In silence, your thoughts, emotions, and hidden truths begin to surface naturally. Spending time alone doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself for days. It can be as simple as sitting quietly in your room for 10 minutes every day, going for a walk without music, or waking up a little earlier than everyone else to enjoy the stillness of the morning. The purpose is to give your mind and heart space to breathe. In that space, you start hearing what you truly think and feel, not what the world wants you to think and feel. Reflection during silence is not about judging yourself. It's not about listing your flaws or forcing answers. It's about observing without fear. When you sit quietly, your mind may wander at first. You might think about your tasks, memories, or random thoughts. That's normal. But as you sit longer, something deeper begins to happen. Old emotions you ignored might come up. Questions you avoided might appear. You might feel uncomfortable at first because silence brings honesty, and honesty is not always easy to face. But it's necessary if you want to truly know yourself. In these moments of quiet reflection, you can ask yourself meaningful questions. What makes me feel alive? What drains my energy? What kind of person do I want to be? Which situations bring out my best self, and which ones bring out my worst? These questions help you look within, instead of searching for validation outside. They guide you to understand your desires, fears, and values. Spending time in silence also teaches you to be comfortable with your own company. Many people fear being alone because they associate silence with loneliness. But there's a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is a feeling of emptiness, while solitude is a feeling of connection with yourself. When you learn to enjoy your own presence, you stop depending on the world to fill your empty spaces. You become emotionally stronger, calmer, and clearer. This habit also helps in decluttering your mind. Every day we carry hundreds of thoughts, most of which are unnecessary or repetitive. In silence, you start recognizing which thoughts truly matter and which ones are just noise. You begin to separate your real voice from the voices of others, society, family, friends, or social media. This clarity is essential for self-awareness. It's like cleaning a foggy mirror so that you can finally see your reflection clearly. The more time you spend in silence, the more natural it becomes. At first, it might feel awkward or boring. You may even want to pick up your phone or distract yourself. But if you keep practicing, silence starts to feel like a safe space, a place where you can rest, reflect, and reconnect with who you are beneath all the layers. In silence, you don't have to pretend, perform, or please anyone. You can just be, and in that state of being, the real you starts to emerge slowly and beautifully. Asking yourself honest questions is one of the most powerful ways to begin understanding who you truly are. Often we move through life on autopilot, following routines, meeting expectations, and reacting to situations without ever pausing to ask why we do what we do. We rarely challenge our own thoughts or examine the deeper reasons behind our choices. Honest self-questioning breaks this pattern. It opens a doorway between the surface of your life and the core of your being, allowing you to explore what lies beneath the layers of habits, fears, and expectations. The process begins with courage. It takes courage to ask questions that might reveal uncomfortable truth. Many people avoid self-questioning because deep down, they fear the answers. They worry that facing their real desires or weaknesses might disrupt the life they've built or the image they've created. But if you want to truly know yourself, you must be willing to look beyond the surface and face yourself with honesty. This doesn't mean being harsh or judgmental toward yourself. It means being real without sugarcoating, excuses, or denial. Start by asking simple but meaningful questions. What makes me truly happy? What am I passionate about? What kind of life do I actually want, not the one others expect from me? These questions may seem basic, but many people never take the time to answer them sincerely. Your honest answers may surprise you. You might realize that some things you've been chasing don't really matter to you. You might discover hidden dreams you've been ignoring or fears you've been avoiding. Honest questions shine a light on parts of you that have been sitting in the dark for too long. Another powerful set of questions revolves around your values and beliefs. What do I stand for? What matters most to me when no one is watching? Which principles guide my decisions? These questions help you identify your inner compass. Many times, people adopt values from their families, cultures, or peers without questioning whether those values truly align with their authentic selves. By questioning and reflecting on your beliefs, you can separate what is genuinely yours from what has been handed to you. It's also important to ask yourself questions about your emotions and reactions. Why do certain situations trigger me? Why do I feel jealous, insecure, or anxious in specific moments? What fears lie behind these emotions? Honest emotional questioning leads to self-awareness and emotional growth. Instead of blaming others or escaping uncomfortable feelings, you begin to understand the roots of your reactions. This awareness gives you the power to change, heal, or grow in ways that denial never could. Honest self-questioning should also include examining your failures and weaknesses without shame. What mistakes have I repeated, and why? What patterns in my life keep holding me back? What am I avoiding facing? These questions can be difficult, but they are essential. When you approach them with a kind and honest heart, you begin to see the lessons hidden in your struggles. You stop running from your flaws and start understanding them. This process works best when you create a safe space for yourself. You can ask these questions during quiet moments, while journaling, or during a peaceful walk. Writing your answers down often helps because it allows your thoughts to flow freely without interruption. It also gives you something tangible to look back on later, so you can notice how your understanding of yourself deepens over time. The key to asking honest questions is to be willing to listen to whatever comes up. Sometimes the answers arrive immediately, other times they take days or weeks to surface. You might not always like what you discover, but that's part of the journey. Every honest answer, even the uncomfortable ones, brings you closer to clarity. It's like peeling away layers of dust from a mirror until you can finally see your true reflection. Asking yourself honest questions is not about finding perfect answers. It's about developing a relationship with your inner self, where honesty becomes natural and self-discovery becomes continuous. The more honest you are with yourself, the less confused and lost you feel, because your decisions start to align with your true thoughts and feelings, instead of outside pressure or hidden fears. This ongoing conversation with yourself builds strength, authenticity, and deep self-awareness. Accepting your story fully and honestly is one of the most liberating steps toward truly knowing yourself. Every person carries a unique story made up of countless moments, both beautiful and painful. Some chapters make us smile with pride, while others are filled with mistakes, regrets, or wounds we'd rather forget. Many people spend their lives trying to hide or rewrite their past, pretending certain experiences never happened. But the truth is that your story, with all its ups and downs, has shaped the person you are today. Denying it only creates distance between who you are and who you pretend to be. Acceptance begins when you stop running from your past. It means standing still, looking at your life honestly, and saying, "This is my story." It doesn't mean approving of every mistake or excusing every wrong decision. It simply means acknowledging reality without judgment. Every joy, every heartbreak, every failure, and every success has played a role in building your character. When you accept your story, you stop wasting energy on fighting it and start using that energy to grow from it. Many people carry shame or guilt from their past experiences, often blaming themselves for not knowing better at the time. But accepting your story requires compassion. You must remind yourself that you were doing the best you could with the knowledge, maturity, and circumstances you had then. Growth happens when you look back not with bitterness, but with understanding. You learn to see your past not as a collection of punishments, but as a collection of lessons that led you here. Another important part of accepting your story is embracing your scar. Everyone has scars, whether physical, emotional, or invisible. Some come from loss, some from betrayal, some from personal choices. These scars are not signs of weakness, they are reminders that you survived. They tell you where you have been and how far you have come. Instead of covering them up, allow yourself to acknowledge them. Your scars are part of your truth, and they carry strength if you choose to see them that way. Acceptance also involves facing uncomfortable emotions that you may have buried. Pain, regret, and grief often get locked away because they are too heavy to carry daily. But hiding them doesn't make them disappear. It only keeps them unresolved. When you allow yourself to face these emotions, you give them a chance to heal. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. Accepting your story means allowing every part of it, even the painful ones, to be seen and felt, without pretending they don't exist. There's also the challenge of letting go of the ideal story you once imagined for yourself. Many people have a vision of what their life should have been, a version where everything went perfectly, without mistakes or detours. But real life rarely follows that script. Accepting your story means releasing the grip on the life you expected and embracing the life you actually live. When you do that, you create space for peace. You stop comparing your reality to a fantasy and start appreciating the strength it took to walk through your real journey. Your story is your identity, but it's also fluid. Acceptance doesn't mean being stuck in the past. It means recognizing it as part of your foundation. Once you accept it, you gain control over how you carry it forward. You can choose which lessons to keep, which wounds to heal, and which memories to cherish. Instead of being defined by what happened to you, you begin to define how those experiences shape your growth. Accepting your story is not a single moment, it's a process. Some parts are easier to accept, while others take time and patience. There may be memories you revisit again and again, until they lose their power to hurt you. There may be experiences that require forgiveness, whether for others or yourself. Over time, as you practice acceptance, your story stops being something you hide behind and becomes something you stand on with strength. When you embrace your story, you stop living in denial and start living in truth. And truth has a quiet power. It frees you from pretending, allows you to connect with others authentically, and brings clarity about who you are. Your story, no matter how imperfect, belongs to you. It is your history, your journey, and your strength. Being patient and kind with yourself is a vital part of truly knowing who you are. Many people extend patience and kindness to others but struggle to offer the same to themselves. They forgive others easily but hold on to their own mistakes for years. They encourage their friends through challenges but criticize themselves harshly at the slightest failure. This imbalance creates unnecessary pressure and blocks self-discovery. When you learn to treat yourself with the same compassion you would give to someone you care about, your inner world begins to heal and open up in powerful ways. Patience with yourself means understanding that growth takes time. No one figures everything out overnight. Knowing yourself is not a race, it's a lifelong journey with twists, turns, setbacks, and breakthroughs. There will be moments when you feel clear and strong, and other times when you feel lost and confused. Many people give up on self-discovery because they expect quick answers and instant transformation. When those don't come, they assume they're failing. But true growth happens in small, quiet steps. It's in the moments when you keep going, even though the results aren't visible yet. It's in the daily practice of showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. Being kind to yourself involves changing the way you talk to yourself. The inner voice has incredible power. If it's filled with harsh criticism, it can make you doubt your worth and ability. Many people have an inner dialogue that they wouldn't dare speak to anyone else, yet they speak to themselves that way daily. Replacing that critical voice with a gentler one takes practice. It doesn't mean ignoring mistakes. It means addressing them with understanding instead of cruelty. When you stumble, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," you can say, "I made a mistake and I can learn from it." This shift in language builds resilience instead of shame. Patience also means accepting that progress may not be linear. Some days you will feel like you've grown, and other days you might fall back into old patterns. This is normal. Growth is like climbing a mountain with uneven ground. Sometimes you move forward quickly, and other times you take smaller, slower steps. What matters is that you keep moving. If you expect perfection from yourself, you set yourself up for frustration. But if you allow room for mistakes and detours, you create a more realistic and compassionate journey. Kindness toward yourself also involves taking care of your emotional and physical well-being. Resting when you're tired, setting boundaries when you're overwhelmed, and giving yourself space to breathe are all acts of self-kindness. Many people push themselves relentlessly, believing they must constantly achieve to be worthy. But constantly pushing without compassion leads to burnout and emotional exhaustion. Allowing yourself moments of rest and care isn't selfish, it's necessary for sustainable growth. It's important to remember that self-compassion doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger. When you treat yourself kindly, you create a safe inner environment where growth can happen. You stop being your own enemy and become your own supporter. This doesn't mean avoiding accountability or ignoring responsibility. It means holding yourself accountable with understanding rather than judgment. It's the difference between saying, "I can't believe I failed again," and saying, "This is hard, but I will try again." Patience and kindness also help you handle compassions and setbacks with more grace. When you see others achieving things faster or differently, instead of criticizing yourself, you can remind yourself that your path is unique. When you face challenges, instead of giving up, you can encourage yourself the way a good friend would. The supportive attitude builds inner strength and keeps you grounded during difficult times. Practicing patience and kindness toward yourself takes time because it often goes against years of learned self-criticism. But with consistent effort, it becomes a natural way of living. You start to notice the moments when you're being hard on yourself, and you consciously choose a softer response. Over time, this changes the way you see yourself. You stop defining yourself by your flaws and start appreciating your efforts, your intentions, and your growth. You give yourself the space to learn, to make mistakes, and to rise again without constant self-punishment. This gentle approach builds a strong foundation for deeper self-awareness and emotional strength. Comparing your journey to others is one of the easiest traps to fall into, especially in a world where people constantly share their successes and highlight their best moments. From a young age, we are taught to measure ourselves against others: grades in school, achievements in sports, career milestones, looks, or lifestyle. This habit becomes so natural that we often don't even realize when we're doing it. But comparison quietly steals peace, confidence, and clarity. It makes you focus on what you lack instead of what you have, and it blinds you to the unique beauty of your own path. When you compare your life to someone else's, you're comparing your behind the scenes to their carefully chosen highlights. No one shares their struggles in the same way they share their achievements. You might look at someone's success and think they have it all figured out, but you don't see the sacrifices, the failures, the insecurities, and the doubts they carry behind the scenes. Every journey has struggles hidden beneath the surface, even if they are not visible. Believing that someone's life is better because it looks perfect from the outside is like judging a book by its cover without reading the story inside. Each person's journey is shaped by different experiences, circumstances, and timing. Some people find their purpose early, while others discover it later in life. Some face hardships at a young age, while others encounter them later. Some people have opportunities handed to them, others have to fight for every step. There is no single timeline that fits everyone. When you compare, you ignore these differences and hold yourself to an unrealistic standard. This often leads to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, or frustration, none of which help you grow. Letting go of comparison starts with shifting your focus inward. Instead of asking, "Why am I not where they are?" you can ask, "What steps can I take in my own journey?" This mindset change helps you move from envy to inspiration. When you see someone achieving something you admire, you can use that as motivation to work toward your own goals, without undermining your progress. You stop seeing others as competition and start seeing them as reminders of what's possible. Another reason comparison is harmful is that it takes away your gratitude for what you already have. It's easy to overlook your own progress when you're constantly measuring it against someone else's. You might ignore small victories, meaningful relationships, or personal growth, because your attention is fixed on someone else's achievements. Practicing gratitude can help you appreciate your own journey. When you remind yourself of where you started and how far you've come, comparison loses its power. It's also important to remember that everyone moves at their own pace. Some flowers bloom in spring, others in late summer, but both are beautiful in their own time. Your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't look like someone else's. When you stop rushing to match another person's timeline, you give yourself permission to grow steadily and authentically. This patience brings a sense of calm that comparison can never offer. Social media has made comparison even more intense. People constantly scroll through curated images of perfect vacations, successful careers, and ideal relationships. What many forget is that social media is not real life. It's a filtered version of it. Comparing yourself to something that isn't fully real creates pressure and insecurity. Taking breaks from this constant stream or consciously reminding yourself that what you see is only a part of the story can help you regain perspective. Your worth and identity don't depend on how you measure up to others. They are built on your values, efforts, and experiences. When you stop comparing, you free yourself to walk your path with clarity. You begin to celebrate your strengths, learn from your weaknesses, and respect the uniqueness of your timeline. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with awareness and practice, the habit of comparison begins to fade. You become more focused on your growth rather than someone else's progress, and that focus becomes the foundation for true self-understanding. Embracing your uniqueness is one of the most transformative parts of truly knowing yourself. Every individual is born with a combination of talents, thoughts, experiences, and perspectives that no one else in the world has. Yet, many people spend their lives trying to fit into molds created by others. They follow trends, imitate personalities, and shape their lives around what is considered acceptable or admirable by society. In the process, their individuality slowly fades into the background. Embracing your uniqueness means recognizing that you were never meant to be a copy. You were meant to be original, to shine in a way that only you can. It starts with self-awareness. To embrace what makes you unique, you first have to notice it. This means paying attention to what you love, what excites you, and what feels natural to you. Your passions, your quirks, your way of thinking, and even your struggles are all part of what sets you apart. Many times people overlook their own special qualities because they are busy admiring someone else's. What comes effortlessly to you might be something someone else struggles to achieve. Recognizing and appreciating these qualities without judgment, helps you build a stronger connection with your authentic self. Society often encourages sameness. There are certain paths people are expected to follow, certain appearances that are celebrated, and certain achievements that are considered valuable. Anything that falls outside these standards is often misunderstood or undervalued. This pressure can make people hide parts of themselves to gain acceptance. They may silence their opinions, change their appearance, or suppress their dreams to blend in. But when you hide your uniqueness, you also hide your strength. Real growth and fulfillment happen when you stop trying to become someone else's version of enough and start embracing your true identity. Embracing uniqueness also means accepting the parts of yourself that may seem different or unconventional. Sometimes the very things you consider flaws are the things that give you character and depth. Your sensitivity might make you more empathetic. Your quiet nature might make you a better listener. Your boldness might inspire others to be courageous. Instead of trying to fix what isn't broken, you can learn to see these traits as gifts that shape your personality and purpose. Another important part of embracing uniqueness is learning not to seek validation for everything you do. When you constantly look for approval, you hand over your power to others. People's opinions will always vary, and trying to please everyone leads to confusion and self-doubt. When you stand confidently in who you are, even if others don't fully understand you, you build inner strength. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or shutting people out. It means knowing that your worth isn't determined by external acceptance. Your uniqueness is not just about personality traits. It's also about your journey. No one else has lived your exact life. The experiences you've had, the lessons you've learned, and the challenges you've faced give you a perspective that is yours alone. Embracing this perspective allows you to contribute something original to the world. Whether it's through your work, your words, or your presence, you have something valuable that no one else can replicate in the same way. It's also important to protect your uniqueness from comparison and imitation. It's easy to lose your identity when you constantly measure yourself against others or try to mold yourself to fit in. Staying true to yourself requires self-respect and consistency. It means making choices that align with your values, even if they don't match popular opinion. Over time, this builds a sense of inner peace, because you're no longer living for others, you're living as yourself. Embracing your uniqueness gives you freedom. It allows you to explore life without pretending. It opens the door to genuine relationships. Because when you show up as your real self, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are, not for who you're pretending to be. It gives your goals more meaning, because they come from your heart, not from outside pressure. It makes your journey authentic, powerful, and deeply personal. Listening to your emotions carefully is one of the most revealing ways to understand yourself on a deeper level. Emotions are like signals. They carry messages about your needs, your boundaries, your values, and your inner world. But many people are taught to ignore, suppress, or hide their emotions. From a young age, phrases like "don't cry," "stay strong," or "just move on" become common responses to emotional expression. Over time, this creates a habit of pushing feelings aside, instead of paying attention to what they're trying to say. When you start listening to your emotions with honesty and patience, you begin to uncover truths about yourself that logic alone cannot explain. Every emotion has a reason for showing up. Joy often points to what matters to you and what aligns with your values. Sadness can indicate a loss, a need for healing, or something in your life that isn't being fulfilled. Anger may highlight when your boundaries have been crossed or when something important to you has been threatened. Fear can signal uncertainty, danger, or sometimes simply the presence of growth and change. Emotions are not random, they are reactions to your inner and outer experiences. Ignoring them is like ignoring a conversation with your own heart. Listening to emotions doesn't mean acting on them impulsively. It means observing them without judgment. When a strong emotion arises, the first step is to pause and name it. Simply identifying what you're feeling, whether it's frustration, jealousy, excitement, or fear, creates space between you and the emotion. This space allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting automatically. Many times people confuse emotional awareness with weakness, but it's actually a sign of strength and maturity. A person who can understand and manage their feelings has a clearer sense of self. It's also important to understand that emotions are layered. Sometimes the emotion you feel on the surface is not the root emotion. For example, anger can often be a mask for hurt or fear. Jealousy might hide insecurity or longing. To truly listen, you have to go beyond the first feeling and gently explore what lies beneath. This requires patience and honesty with yourself. It may not always be comfortable, but it helps you see the real issues rather than just the symptoms. Creating moments of stillness can make this process easier. When you give yourself quiet time to reflect, emotions have the space to surface naturally. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this. Writing down what you feel without filtering helps bring clarity. Over time, patterns begin to emerge. You might notice that certain situations consistently bring out the same emotions. Recognizing these patterns can reveal what areas of your life need attention, change, or healing. Listening to emotions also involves accepting them instead of labeling them as good or bad. Many people try to hold on to positive emotions and reject negative ones, but both have value. Happiness and excitement give you direction, while sadness and frustration give you insight. Accepting your emotions as valid allows you to treat yourself with kindness. It prevents you from falling into guilt for feeling a certain way and opens the door to understanding yourself with compassion. Your body often communicates emotions before your mind does. Physical sensations like a tight chest, a heavy stomach, or restlessness can be signs of unspoken feeling. Paying attention to these signals helps you recognize emotions early instead of letting them build up and overwhelm you. When you connect your physical sensations to your emotional state, you deepen your awareness and gain better control over your responses. Another key part of listening to emotions is not rushing to fix them immediately. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply sit with what you're feeling. Emotions naturally rise and fall like waves. Allowing them to pass through you instead of fighting them or escaping them helps them release more gently. This practice builds emotional resilience over time. When you give your emotions the attention they deserve, you create a stronger bond with yourself. You learn to understand your needs, respect your limits, and honor your feelings. This inner awareness helps guide your decisions, improves your relationships, and strengthens your confidence. Emotions are not obstacles, they are teachers. When you listen to them carefully, they reveal the parts of you that words often fail to express. Trusting the person you are becoming is about allowing yourself to grow without constantly doubting or questioning every step of the journey. Many people spend so much time overthinking their choices, fearing the unknown, or clinging to the past, that they struggle to move forward with confidence. Trusting yourself means believing that even if the road ahead is uncertain, you have the ability to adapt, learn, and make decisions that align with who you truly are. It's about giving yourself permission to evolve without waiting for perfect clarity before every move. This trust develops gradually through self-awareness and experience. The more you understand your values, strengths, and boundaries, the more you can rely on yourself to make choices that support your growth. It's not about knowing exactly what the future holds. It's about having faith that the person you are becoming will be capable of handling whatever comes. Many people hesitate to trust themselves because they focus too much on their past mistakes. They replay old decisions and wonder if they are destined to repeat them. But growth means learning from the past, not being chained to it. When you reflect on your past with honesty, you can take the lessons forward without carrying the weight of regret. Trusting yourself also involves letting go of the need for constant approval from others. When you rely too much on outside opinions, your direction becomes blurry. Everyone has their own perspectives, fears, and biases, and if you base your decisions entirely on what others think, you end up living a life that doesn't truly belong to you. Trusting the person you are becoming means understanding that your inner voice has value. It means listening to your intuition, that quiet but powerful sense that often knows what feels right long before the mind catches up. Intuition doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, and building trust involves learning to hear and follow those whispers. This trust is also built through action. Confidence doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows when you take steps forward despite uncertainty. Every time you make a decision based on your values and it leads to growth, your trust in yourself deepens. Even when a decision doesn't go as planned, the fact that you were willing to choose for yourself becomes a powerful lesson. Over time, you realize that mistakes are not signs that you can't trust yourself. They are signs that you are learning and evolving. Another part of trusting the person you are becoming is accepting that change is natural. As you grow, your priorities, interests, and perspectives may shift. Some people resist this change because they feel it means they're losing their identity. But in reality, it means they're uncovering new layers of it. Trusting yourself means allowing this evolution to happen without guilt. It means understanding that it's okay to outgrow certain habits, environments, or even relationships as you move toward a more authentic version of yourself. Self-doubt often creeps in during times of transition. When you are in between who you were and who you're becoming, it can feel uncomfortable and uncertain. This is the stage where trust matters the most. Instead of demanding immediate answers or guarantees, you learn to walk forward even when the path isn't fully clear. You remind yourself that you've handled challenges before, that you've learned from experiences, and that you have the strength to navigate new situations as they arise. This mindset doesn't remove fear completely, but it keeps fear from controlling your journey. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences can strengthen this trust. People who encourage your growth, remind you of your strengths, and believe in your potential can help you see what you sometimes forget about yourself. At the same time, spending quiet moments alone helps you build inner stability so that your trust isn't dependent on constant reassurance. Both support and solitude play important roles in developing this inner faith. Trusting the person you are becoming also means allowing yourself to dream and take steps toward those dreams without needing every detail to be figured out. It's about embracing progress rather than perfection. When you trust yourself, you give your future self the gift of possibility. You stop holding back due to fear of making the wrong choice, and start believing that even if things change along the way, you will adjust and keep moving forward. This kind of trust gives you strength, clarity, and peace as you grow into the person you are meant to be.